Welcome to lecture 3.1, derivative of a function and the general method of differentiation. At this point, we have already done discussing about functions and relations, as well as the concept of the limit. The limit concept is applied in getting the derivative of a function. So that's why it is important that you understand the concept of limits. Let y be f of x, a function in R2. Let the red line be a secant line to the curve at x is equal to c, and any arbitrary point where x is equal to c plus h. This color red line, the moving line, is what we call the secant line. Then let the broken orange line be the tangent line at x is equal to c. Suppose that we are interested to find the slope of the tangent line. Let m sub TL denote the slope of the tangent line. Take note that the slope of the secant line may be obtained using the formula for the slope. Suppose that the point here is not moving. Then suppose also that we have the points P sub 1, whose coordinates is C, Y sub 1, and P sub 2, whose coordinates are C plus 1, Y sub 2. Using the concept of limit, we may obtain the slope of the tangent line by letting h or the delta x approach 0. In symbols, the slope of the tangent line is equal to the limit of the increment of y over the increment of x as the latter increment approaches 0. Take note that delta y means y2 minus y1. Delta x means x2 minus x1. As you can see here on the figure, if the point here is moving, what happens to the secant line? Suppose that the point is moving towards x is equal to c. What happens to the secant line? When h approaches 0, the secant line coincides with the tangent line. Thus, their slopes will now be equal. Then, the slope of the tangent line is actually the derivative of the function y is equal to f of x defined by the following symbols. The derivative of y with respect to x is equal to the limit of f of x plus delta x minus f of x all over delta x as delta x approaches 0. Take note that the numerator is equal actually to delta y. The derivative is also called the rate of change, and we have the following symbols or notation for the derivative. So we have the dy by dx by Leibniz. We have the f prime of x by Lagrange, and also the y prime. And we have here the d operator. The d operator, we read this as the derivative of y with respect to x. Let us talk about the differentiability of a function. Theorem. If f is differentiable at x is equal to a, then f is continuous at x is equal to a. Recall from our previous lecture video, the lecture 2.4, we discussed about the continuity of a function there. If f is differentiable at x is equal to a, then f is continuous at x is equal to a. We have the following remarks. If f is discontinuous at x is equal to a, then f is not differentiable at x is equal to a. Second, if f is continuous at x is equal to a, it does not imply that f is differentiable at x is equal to a. Third, if f is discontinuous at x is equal to a, then it does not imply that f is not differentiable at x is equal to a. Consider the following graphs. The function f is not differentiable if one of the following condition holds. First, f is continuous at x is equal to a, but there's a cost corner, edge, or kink. We had an example that looks like this in lecture 2.4. Second condition, f is discontinuous at x is equal to a. We have here a jump discontinuity. Then third, f has a vertical tangent line at x is equal to a. We may now proceed in getting the derivative, but first we will use the general method of differentiation or the four-step increment method. Given y is equal to f of x, where f of x is a differentiable function of x, the derivative dy by dx may be obtained by, first, we may use the four-step rule consisting of 4 steps, and letter B using the definition right away of the derivative. We will use either A or B depending on the given on our succeeding examples. First, replace all x's and y's with x plus delta x and y plus delta y respectively. Subtract y minus f of x from the new equation. So take note that here we are already building the definition. For the first, that is the x plus delta x. And then second one, that is the minus f of x. Look at the numerator of the definition. And then third, divide both sides of the equation by delta x. Look at the denominator of the definition, and then take the limit of both sides as delta x approaches 0. Take a look at the definition. So all of them are here in the definition of the derivative. Let us have the first example. Find the derivative of y with respect to x of y is equal to 2x minus 5 using the increment method. We will use the four-step rule here. The first step states that we will add delta y and delta x to the x and y. So this would become y plus delta y is equal to 2 times the quantity x plus delta x, be careful, and then minus 5. So this is the first step. Okay, what we're going to do is to simplify first. Perform the operation. So we have 2x plus 2 delta x minus 5. Okay, so we are already done with the first step. Next, subtract the original function from the new equation. So we have y plus delta y and then minus y. Take note, saan galing yung y? That is this. And then here we have 2x plus 2 delta x minus 5. And then minus 2x plus 5. Okay, how did it become plus? Take note that that is minus quantity 2x minus 5. So you distribute the minus sign to the negative. So it would become positive. The resulting equation would be delta y is equal to 2 delta x. Okay, so let us label the steps. So this is step 1. And then this is step 2. Okay, the next, we will divide both sides of the equation by delta x. So we have 2 delta x divided by delta x. So this is the step 3. These will cancel out. Okay, and then we proceed to the next step, the step 4. Take the limit of both sides of the equation. As delta x approaches 0. So you will take both sides of the equation, the limit of the both sides of the equation. Okay, next. This one is already equal to the derivative. So symbolically, we will now write the dy dx or y prime symbol. The limit of 2 as x approaches 0 is equal to 2. So this is now the final answer. This is the derivative of 2x minus 5 with respect to x. Okay, let's have the second solution by using the definition right away. The definition is y prime is equal to the limit. However, this would be difficult for some given. It varies. Okay, this is it. So we have here the limit of 2x plus 2 delta x minus 5 minus 2x plus 5 all over delta x as delta x approaches 0. So here you will start already at y prime or any symbol of the derivative. So this becomes the limit of 2 delta x over delta x. As delta x approaches 0, this will cancel out. So finally, the answer is 2. Correction, this should be delta x, not x. So this is the same as our answer above. Number 2. Find y prime of y is equal to 3x minus 6 times the quantity x plus 5. Okay. We can also use this representation for the delta x in case that it's a little bit confusing because you have two symbols for the increment of x, for the change of x. Okay. What we're going to do here is to distribute first the factors because it will be difficult for us if we will proceed with the substitution of x plus delta x and then multiplying it later. It would be difficult. Y is equal to 3x squared, 15x minus 6, so that is plus 9x minus 30. Okay. First step, y plus delta y is equal to 3 times the quantity x plus h. Okay, let us make use of this representation. And then plus 9 times the quantity x plus h minus 30. Okay, next, we are going to expand that. So this becomes x squared plus 2xh plus h squared and then plus 9x plus 9h minus 30. Okay, simplifying it further. So we have 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared plus 9x plus 9h minus 30. And then, second step, we have here delta y. Okay, we will no longer show the subtraction of y. Okay, next, we have 3x squared. Let us just copy this. And then minus the original given, minus 3x squared minus 9x plus 30. Okay, this will already begun. Okay, this, and also this will be gone already. So, what will remain? So, what will remain would be delta y is equal to 6xh plus 3h squared plus 9h. Okay. Next, we are going to divide both sides of the equation by h. Take note that h here is the delta x, okay? Okay, what happens? Let us simplify the right side of the equation. So we can factor out h. So it becomes 6x plus 3h plus 9, okay? And then all over h. So this would cancel out, okay? Now, let's take the limit of both sides of the equation. Let's just write it here. As h approaches 0, okay, so we have 6x plus 3h plus 9. Okay, so this becomes the derivative of y with respect to x. And evaluating the limit on the right side, it becomes 6x plus 9. So this is the derivative of the given function. The solution for the increment method is really tedious since this is the general method. Third example, we have y is equal to 5 over 2x minus 3. Okay. Y plus delta y is equal to 5 over 2 times the quantity x plus delta x minus 3. Oh, 2 plus h. Let us use h. Okay. And then, we can now subtract. So delta y is equal to 5 over 2x plus 2h minus 3. And then minus the original. So 5 over 2x minus 3. Using algebra, we will combine the fraction. How do we combine fractions? We get the LCD. Okay. The LCD of this is simply the product of the two denominators. Okay, next, we will have here 5 times 2x minus 3 and then minus 5 times 2x plus 2h minus 3. So this is elementary mathematics. A over b plus c over d is equal to b times d. bd divided by b, d times a, ad, and then plus bd divided by d, b times c, bc. So that is what I did here. Okay, simplifying this further, we have delta y is equal to 10x minus 15. And then be careful with the sign. We are going to distribute this all at once. Okay, we have minus 10x minus 10h and then plus 15. Okay, and then on the denominator, we are not going to expand the denominator. So this would already suffice. Okay. So let us highlight the terms that will be gone. So we have 10x and 15 will actually be gone. Okay, so what will remain is we have delta y is equal to negative 10h all over 2x plus 2h minus 3 times the quantity 2x minus 3. Okay, here we can already divide this by h or the delta x. Here on the other side of the equation, you can just multiply 1 over h. So this is the same as dividing. All right, this would cancel out. So the remaining would be delta y over h. We have negative 10 over the denominator. So 2x plus 2h minus 3 times the quantity 2x minus 3. Okay, let us take the limit of both sides of the equation as h approaches 0. Okay, we have the limit of this. Do not substitute yet because we still have here the limit operator. Okay. We will substitute h here. This is the only term with h. So we now have the derivative of y with respect to x or y prime is equal to negative 10 over 2x minus 3 times the quantity 2x minus 3. So this becomes negative 10 over the quantity 2x minus 3 quantity square. So this is now the derivative of the given function. As you can see, it is really tedious. It requires a long solution. But be patient because we will discuss later on the formulas for the derivative. You have reached the end of the lecture 3.1. You are highly encouraged to answer the following exercise for you to practice. You will use the increment method. Solve for the derivative. Thank you for listening.